For the second time, Linda Stermer has been found guilty of murdering her husband, Todd Stermer, in a deadly house fire that rocked Lawrence Township, Michigan, back in 2007. Now 60 years old, Linda was first convicted in 2010 for setting her family's home on fire on January 7th, killing her 42-year-old husband in the blaze. But that conviction didn't hold. She was granted a new trial after serious issues were uncovered in the original case. Fast forward to Friday, April 11th. After years of legal back and forth, a new jury returned with a powerful and final verdict. Guilty on 2 counts: first-degree premeditated murder and felony murder committed during the act of arson. With that verdict, Linda Stermer now faces a mandatory life sentence. Her official sentencing is scheduled for 11 a.m. on Monday, May 19th. Stermer had been out on appeal since December 2018. That appeal was granted after an appellate court found her defense attorney, now Kalamazoo County Prosecutor Jeff Getting, gave her ineffective counsel. The court also ruled there had been prosecutorial misconduct during the 2010 trial, led by then Van Buren County Prosecutor Juris Capps. It took 6 long years of litigation to get to a retrial. That second trial began on March 27th inside Van Buren County Circuit Court. Over 9 days, jurors listened to testimony from 38 witnesses, a mix of arson specialists, first responders, medical professionals, friends, neighbors, family members, and even an inmate who was locked up at the same time as Stermer. They also heard from a man Linda Stermer was having an affair with at the time of the fire. Jurors heard closing arguments on Thursday, April 10th, then began deliberating the next morning. By just after 5 p.m. Friday, they came back with a unanimous verdict: guilty on both counts. Prosecutor Susan Zuider-Veen brought 30 of the 38 witnesses to the stand, focusing heavily on the inconsistencies in Linda's version of events. And it wasn't just outsiders who questioned her story. Her own 2 sons and a nephew the couple raised as their own testified against her. Not one of them referred to her as mother anymore. Zuider-Veen told jurors plainly, she can't tell the truth of what happened on January 7, 2007, because the truth makes her guilty of the murder of Todd Stermer. She did everything in her power to make sure he didn't survive. But the defense, led by attorney Wolf Miller, pushed back hard. In his closing statement, he argued the case was built on motive, not proof. There are only 2 questions that matter, Miller told the jury. Was the fire intentionally set? And if it was, did Linda Stermer set it? That's it. That's all this case comes down to. But in the end, the jury wasn't convinced by the defense. Now, after nearly 2 decades, the case that began with smoke and flames may be closing, for good.